Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the City of Huntsville, State of the City. My name is Sam Massell. I am the Assistant City Manager. Been here about 9 months. Happy to be here in Huntsville. Yes, I am a Bearcat grad. There we go. I know what everybody's thinking. I'll have you out of here before the end of the game. It's 9 innings. We'll be fine. All right? So, a little bit about myself, what I do at the city. I help Aaron oversee some of the operations of the city as well. But one thing who in here is a list maker that, has a check-off list on a daily basis? That's me. I got to have a list to stay on track. If not, I'm lost. And so tonight is no different. I made a list for myself tonight to keep me on track here, make sure I don't miss anything. But, being up here, I'm a little nervous, not much of a public speaker, so I wrote some inspirational quotes to help me and kind of keep me focused and make sure I'm trying to do a good job up here. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, but let me go through my program here. Let's see here. First of all, I want to recognize our event planners. Awesome job. Christy Dahl, City Secretary's office, thank you. Everything turned out beautiful. So everyone that was involved with that, I know we had some other staff involved, parks crews as well. So thank you so much for this tonight. It looks awesome. It looks great. Also want to recognize and introduce our mayor and council. So Mayor Andy Broniger. Mayor Pro Tem Russell Humphrey. Councilwoman Dolores Massey. Councilman John Strong. Councilman Bert Lau. Councilwoman Karen Denman. Councilwoman Vicki McKenzie. And Councilwoman Pat Graham. So thank you for your service to the city and to our community. Also want to recognize some distinguished guests as well. We have Jeff Mursky here from Representative Pete Sessions' office. Jeanette Riley from Representative Cassell's office. Thank you. We have County Commissioner Brandon Decker. And Judge Colt Christian. Thank you for being here tonight. Also want to, I hope you get around or have had a chance to get around and see some of the city departments here tonight. They're what make everything operate for this city. It's not just one department by itself. It's everybody as a collective group that makes it happen. So everybody that does their part. So I really want to recognize all of our departments, all of our employees for the city of Huntsville. So at this time, I'm going to introduce again Pastor Reagan Cooksey for our invocation. I'm taking my list.
Let me see who to pray for. Never got it. Let's pray together. Father, again, I thank you for this evening, this gathering, God. Again, Lord, thank you for Andy and God, the love I have in my heart for my brother and God, for his time of service to our city. And God, I look forward to what they have to say to us this evening, Father, and we just look forward to what you'll do next. I pray for those candidates, God, that are seeking this position, Lord, that they'll do as well a job as Andy has done for us. I praise you for him. Bless this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Now I want to bring up for the posting of the colors, Troop 114.
guard Holt. Cross the colors. Will you please join me in pledge allegiance to the American flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you please join me in pledge allegiance to the Texas flag? Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Color guard, post the colors. Two. Color guard terrains. Audience at ease. Color guard at ease.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce our next presenter. Our next presenter is our leader, Aaron Colhavy, our city manager. We thank him for the guidance, the coaching, the training he does for us every day, and we appreciate everything he does for us. So, Aaron Colhavy.
Sam, thank you very much. Can everybody hear me well in the back? Do we need to make any adjustments? Okay, if I get a little help with the lights real quick, please. Make it a little easier to see the presentation. All right. Every year when the State of the City comes around, the mayor and I have a conversation. And I dread that conversation because he always says, Aaron, you do a good job with that, so you get to do the State of the City presentation again. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, Mayor. This year he has a good excuse. He has a much better presentation to give than I do in just a few minutes. So I will try and be brief. But 2023 has been an amazing year in the city of Huntsville. We got a ton of stuff going on, so let's get started. All right, first I want to talk about the public projects, the construction projects that the city has undertaken. Something that we are not as familiar with are vertical improvements. We're really good at building streets, water lines, sewer lines, drainage, etc. We don't do buildings very often, and hopefully we won't have to do any more buildings in my career because once we have all these done, that'll be enough. But let me touch base on the ones that we've completed. Animal control facility, $1.3 million facility that was constructed at the transfer station. That project is substantially complete and is now housing its first residents. It is not open to the public yet. We're still trying to work a couple of kinks out. However, our animal control officer is able to take animals to this facility now instead of Conroe. So that does help us out tremendously. Many thanks to the city of Conroe for allowing us to do that for many years. Next, MLK Community Center. This project was a $3.3 million renovation and expansion of the MLK Community Center in Emancipation Park. We had the ribbon cutting a little over a week ago, so October 10th was a great day in Huntsville. So wonderful facility. It will be available to the public for rental starting the 1st of November. And for those of you who were there, Quentin and singing the Star Spangled Banner was one they'll give you chill bumps because that was a great time and a great day. So it's a beautiful facility. It's completely different than what it was before. It used to be dark and just tired feeling. Now, we put new life into it, and it is amazing. Next, City Service Center, right across the street. The new service center that will house the Public Works and Park staff, about a $9 million project between the offices and the service bays. That project, we are very near completion. We're hoping within a month. So be very, very glad to get that one off the books. The old service center, the ugly yellow building in front of the nice new pretty building, will remain for a while until our next project is done. So you'll still have to visit the engineer and get your permits at the current service center location until we finish City Hall, which is the capstone of all of our projects and funded through the 2016 bond election that the citizens overwhelmingly voted for. So that project is about a $23 million construction project for the building, 44,000 square feet, and a chance to consolidate all of the offices of the city staff, the administrative, everything from city manager's office to engineering to permits to utility billing, finance, and all the internal services will all be in one location for a change, and that will be very, very, very nice and a lot more efficient. Construction started in March. We had an awesome groundbreaking ceremony. Wonderful. They took the old building down like unbelievably fast. We slowed down for a little bit, but we're moving fast again now, which is a good thing. We're on track still at this stage for October of next year. So State of the City next year could be in that location and a great chance for us to show off that facility. Huntsville Municipal Airport, it's one of our hidden gems here. We have just completed a three-phase taxiway project, a multi-million-dollar project that basically, with the runway and the taxiway, there wasn't enough separation between the two, so we took the taxiway, flipped it over on its side, used the old one as base, and redid the new one to meet the FAA guidelines. Multi-million-dollar project. Best part about that project is somebody else paid for 90% of it. So whenever somebody else pays, always a good project. The other thing, and I want to brag on our staff that oversees the airport, this project was recognized across the state of Texas as the best airport project by TxDOT Aviation for the general and local airport category throughout the entire state of Texas. So we have an award-winning airport right here. Great job to everybody. We're working through plans. We have an airport advisory board in place now, and we're working on plans. Our goal is to extend that runway so we can get more traffic here, build more hangars, and take more advantage of what we have. All right, let's talk next about one of our biggest challenges right now. As Huntsville continues to grow, infrastructure's a problem. It is something that we're working very, very hard to address. And as Kath Lee, our city engineer, likes to tell me, everything costs money. Everything costs a lot of money, and no matter how much we give her, she still wants more to do stuff. So I want to talk about a couple of the major projects going on with that. First, this one's not a city project, but we are all impacted by it, is IH-45. Very, very soon, there will be some traffic pattern changes on the main lanes south of 1374 and north of Highway 30. You'll be driving on the new concrete, so they will be doing some switching there. The big question everybody asks is, when is the Smither overpass going down? That overpass will go down once the U-turn lanes on Possum Walk, 1374, Montgomery Road, whatever name you want to call it. Once those are done, Smither Overpass will come down. That will be spring of 24. So that day is coming close. They are expecting that construction to take 4 months. So plan on 8 with how construction goes these days. So once that's done, they will go back and tear out the main lanes of the Montgomery Road overpass. You will still be able to cross using those U-turn lanes, but it's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough little bit of time going across the interstate. Wonderful project, and having the states and feds spend $500 million on transportation here in Huntsville and Walker County is really a great thing. Let's talk about water. Water is the resource that is so precious to everybody. I think we all learned that very much so this summer. Many cities across this great state of Texas had to go on water restrictions and severe drought restrictions, many of them up to a stage 3. Throughout the dry summer we've had in a decade, the city of Huntsville never had to go into water restrictions. A lot of that credit is due to the improvements we did to our system as part of the 2016 bond project, and we're set. And we got a contract with TRA, Mayor, we did about 4 years ago, to get our water rights secured for the next 50 years. So we are doing great in the water business. $2.8 million was allocated in this year's budget. Most of that is to take care of water lines and replace some of the older ones in town that keep breaking. So that's one of the, our biggest challenges. The picture that we have on this slide is some of our crews, our water crews out there. It's a 30-inch main that runs from the TRA plant all the way to town. And that one is, starting to get old, and sometimes, it breaks and it's a mess. But those guys will go out there all hours and take care of it to ensure that we have water here in Huntsville. Sewage infrastructure. Right now, I would say this is probably our biggest challenge and what has the biggest impact to our ability to grow. We have, in the city of Huntsville, we have 3 different sewer plants. Half of town flows to the north, a quarter of the town goes southwest, and a quarter of the town goes pretty much due south. The big sewer infrastructure projects we have on tap right now, A.J. Brown sewer main. It's the big trunk main that leads from town out to the plant off Ellisor Road. We fixed the plant for about $25 million a few years ago. Now we're doing $21 million worth of sewer lines to get everything to the plant. So that project is fully funded and is under construction. So everything on the north side of town and the east side of town is limited by that one. On the west side of town, McGarry Creek Lift Station is our pinch point. That project is funded. That project is under construction and should be done in September of next year. We do have additional residential developments that are ready to come to Huntsville, but are waiting on these projects to be completed. We do allow them to move forward with construction, but we don't want them to tie until our infrastructure projects are complete, because we don't want TCEQ to come and give us a big bill for violating the laws. Sewer's our biggest challenge. We are working diligently on it, and we're going to get it figured out, right, Kathleen? Private development. Okay. Everything you need to know about private development within the city of Huntsville in the ETJ. The website, huntsvilletx.gov/projects. We update it on a monthly basis. It's where I get my information. It's where all of us get our information. So you can know what the city manager knows as quick as I do, probably quicker than I do. Wonderful website. And we also have tonight at the Tourism and Economic Development booth, we do have hard copies of the major projects list of everything that's going on in the private development world at this time. I just want to highlight a couple of projects on that. There are too many to count, but a couple I want to focus on. First, the one in the red square on the picture in front of you, that's Zinc Point Manufacturing. They are an ammunition manufacturer that relocated to Huntsville from Cleburne and did a big expansion here in Huntsville. We are working with them to do some additional expansion at their location, but they import parts, put together ammunition, and ship it out. It's manufacturing jobs, it's machining jobs, and we did participate in some tax abatements with them, and they've been a great partner here in Huntsville, and also work with the Huntsville Police Department. The second one is Zenner USA. That company, they are a gas and water meter manufacturer. So they take all the components, put together the meters, test them, and then ship them out. Their factory was located in California, and they said, we don't want to be in California anymore. And I mean, who can blame them? But they came down and visited with us, and we were in competition with several other communities, not only within the state of Texas, but also other states, trying to get these people to come here. Now, when we met with them, we did two things. One, told them what a great place Huntsville was, and told them what we could do to help them get ready and come in and why they need to be here. Two, we kind of interviewed them and made sure they were people from California we wanted in Huntsville. But man, they have been great partners. They've put a lot of money into the building they're redoing on Quality Boulevard, and should be opening up here very, very soon. And I can tell you, I couldn't be more proud of the staff and the council working that project. And we're glad to have them here as a partner in the Huntsville community. Let's talk about money, finance. That's kind of what drives everything and makes it happen. So just a little bit ago, in September, the council passed the budget. $87.4 million in total revenues for the city of Huntsville. We are in very good financial position. We do have solid reserves. The numbers that you see up on the screen are all in excess of our 25% operating fund policy minimum. So the $9.2 million in general fund reserve is a little more than $1 million over the policy minimum. About $750,000 in the utility reserve fund, and in the solid waste reserve fund, we are over $1 million above that policy minimum in that. So we are blessed to be in good financial shape. So that's how much we bring in. How much do we spend? $91.7 million. You may ask, yeah, well, what's the difference? Oh, hey, you're spending a lot more than what you're taking in. The difference in that are one-time expenditures. And it's things where we'll pay, say, once for a fire truck or a one-time project, basically drawing down from the reserves to keep them closer to our policy minimum and using that for one-time expenses. So that reserve gets built up when our sales tax comes in better than expected, more than we budgeted, and we spend less than we budgeted. So we do a great job of making more than we plan to make and spending less than we plan to spend. So that is credit to the staff. Some of the big things that we added in the fiscal year 23-24 budget that we just adopted, we put in about $500,000 for fire department staffing. We made quite a few, actually we made some substantial changes with our fire department and staffing levels, but those really help tremendously for the fire protection coverage that we give the citizens of Huntsville. Also, buy a new fire truck, a new pumper engine. We had one delivered Tuesday, showed it off to the council. That truck was, city manager math, about $650,000. We approved in the council meeting that same night the purchase of the next one, because it takes 4 years to get one once you order it. And that same truck is now $1 million. So inflation on that is a challenge, but we are taking care of our equipment. Also, council has continued to fund a pretty aggressive street maintenance program. We're doing a lot of mill and overlay throughout town and taking care of the streets here in Huntsville. I think we do a great job of maintaining our streets, so we've continued to fund that. All right, let's talk a little bit about property tax rate comparison. I don't know if you're able to read the numbers there in the back. However, out of some of our peer cities that we look at, Huntsville is the lowest on the property tax rate. The next closest, Conroe. They're 13 cents higher than we are, about 33%. Their property tax rate is higher than the city of Huntsville, and they're the next closest. Other cities, such as Waxahachie, more than double the property tax rate for the city of Huntsville. So, property taxes, only a small portion of our budget. I think it's the one that gets probably the most focus. But the average home in the city of Huntsville, average resident pays $800 per year in property taxes to the city of Huntsville. And for $800, you get fire protection, you get police protection, you get your streets taken care of, you get parks and recreation, you get IT, you get a library, and you get all the administrative stuff for that. So for $67 a month, sounds like a heck of a deal to me. One of the ways that we can keep that rate so low is our sales tax. Our sales tax revenues have grown tremendously over the year. We're just over $12.3 million in sales tax collection last budget year. In the past 10 years, we've gone from $7 million to over 12, which is an increase of 75% in that revenue in just 10 years. I was talking with our budget analyst. I remember the first time we got a sales tax return number that was $1 million in a month. And I was like, man, that's great. It was one of our quarterly numbers. So each quarter we get 1 month that's higher than the rest. Man, we busted $1 million, and that was a big deal. Now we're budgeting where we count on $1 million a month. So, you know, it's different. But man, that is tremendous, and that's the revenue source that really allows us to do a lot of the extra things that we do here in the city of Huntsville. So, what can you do? How can you get involved? Volunteer for a city board or commission. We have 14 or 15 different boards and commissions appointed by the city council. And you can work on anything from the airport to the library to the planning commission to the cemetery board, parks and rec, whatever you like. HuntsvilleTX.gov/boards is your quick link to that to apply for that. And those are appointed every year. Second, vote. November 7th is election day. So all the city residents, we do have the mayor and 4 ward council positions up this year. for the election on November 7th. So I encourage you, if you are a city resident, be sure and go vote. Also, your ballot this year will be extremely long. And you'll have to go through many screens on the computer. Sorry, Diana. But we have 24 charter amendments on the ballot this year for people to select yes or no on. Many of those are wording changes to come into compliance with current laws, procedures. Two I want to talk about just very, very briefly. First, there is a proposed change on the term, the number of terms and the length of terms for council members. Currently, council members serve 2-year terms. So we have an election every year. The mayor and 4 wards, year 1, the 4 at large, year 2. So there's always, staff never gets a break. But there's always an election happening every year. The proposal would be to make the terms for the council members 3-year terms. And so the mayor and the 4 wards would run year 1. The 4 at-large position, year 2. Year 3, no election, and then start over. That same cycle. The other thing, council members are now limited to 4 two-year terms in office. And the proposed change would be going to 3 three-year terms. So term limits would go from 8 years to 9 years. HuntsvilleTX.gov/elections. More information on all the charter amendments and the ballot. So I went through a lot of information very quickly. There's a lot going on at the city. I just gave you a small snapshot of what we do. But I want to do 2 things first before I step down. One, to the staff of the city of Huntsville, to all the citizens that pay us, thank you. You have a staff that is willing to risk your life for you. You have a staff that's willing to work all night to make sure that you have water or fix a sewer break. Make sure your utilities are kept on. That will go put out the fire and work their tails off. So last week we did have an incident where unfortunately one of our city family was hurt. And it was a challenge. But those guys are awesome. The other members of the police department that took care of them, the law enforcement, not only in this community, but all around the area, that came and supported us and took care of us and took care of Sergeant Dockery, is just amazing. We saw the same thing earlier this summer in September when we had the wildfire up north in the county. The support for our firefighters and the county firefighters and everybody in the area, the support we got from everywhere was amazing. And I can tell you, all the staff, a lot of them are standing around the back of the room, they're all willing to give that much to take care of Huntsville. They love this place. They're great people. I love all of them. Y'all do a great job. I don't want to work for any other team but the one we got right there. So staff, thank you. Also, council, thank you so much for hosting this event, allowing us to put it on in the direction and support that y'all give us. Y'all are, volunteer positions and, $20 a month. We make y'all earn it. So The next guy I'm going to introduce makes $50 a month, and that is Mayor Andy Broniger. I've had, I've had the pleasure of working with him throughout a lot of my career here at the city of Huntsville in my entire time as city manager. And this guy has taken great care of me. And he's taken great care of everybody on the council. And he's taken great care of everybody in this community. I talked to some of the Boy Scouts earlier, and they're like, hey, he came and did the proclamation, my Eagle ceremony. I don't know how many you've done of those in your term as mayor, but they all remember it. But Mayor, the past 8 years have been wonderful, and you've been the best mayor Huntsville's had for the past 8 years. We'll just disregard that you were the only one, but no, I just want to say that. So I'm out. Thank y'all for being here. Mayor Andy Broniger, it's your turn.
First, I want to thank everybody for coming out. And Aaron is a great city manager. Start throwing around these $1 million numbers, don't gasp. Sometimes he has reason behind it. He's a great guy, and as soon as I can get more of his attention away from murdering doves and listening to my instructions on teaching him how to fish, he'll be doing real good. He's getting better. So I want to reiterate what Aaron said about our police sergeant. We had the chance to visit him earlier this week in the hospital. He's doing good. Spent some time with him and his family. It's a tragedy. It's the way the world is now. But kudos to our police department. They have just extended the greatest support to his family. So at this time, I've got a special treat for you. I met a lady about my second year as mayor. I get invited to a lot of churches for anniversary celebrations or what they call friend and family days and things like this. And I try to go to them. I have probably visited over 20 churches in Walker County in my 8 years. But I was visiting one of these churches one day, and a lady got up to sing. When she started singing, I got so weak, I don't know if I could have stood up or not. And I asked her, I rushed to her after the church was over. And I asked her, I said, Miss Houston, that was just awe-inspiring. I said, where in the world did you get your voice from? She looked at me and she said, oh, Mayor, I've been singing in the church since I was 8 years old. That's Catherine Houston. Catherine, you come and sing for us. And Quentin is going to accompany her.
Can I say thanks for the things you have done for me? Things Has done. Just let me live my life and let it be pleasing, Lord, to thee. And should I gain any praise, let it go to and with his blood, he has saved me. With his power, he has raised me to be the glory for the things. Oh, he woke me up this morning for the things. He kept me on the job for the things he
I can do this. I know it. As my 8-year term as your mayor comes to a close, many thoughts come to my mind as I reflect on my 10 years of public service in home sweet Huntsville. The ride has been incredibly rewarding, and I owe a great deal to my wife, Marlene. You see, when you're serving as mayor, she's serving too. Thank you, Marlene, for your incredible support during this journey. I love you very much. Joe and Robin Rodriguez and certain ladies at Elkins Lake, and they're here, I'm not going to call them out, talked me into running for office because they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Thank you for your confidence, ladies. My friend Joe Rodriguez, who served alongside me on city council, inspired me, supported me, and always gave me timely advice. He was and is my hero. I miss him terribly, yet I know I will see him again one day. Everyone needs a Joe Rodriguez in their life, and God blessed me with him. So what is the office of Mayor of Huntsville all about, and what advice or experiences do I hopefully leave with my fellow citizens? Number one, love your city. I am 100% convinced that in order for you or me to be effective in public service, as a citizen or as a council person, we must embrace our city as the greatest city in Texas and continually promote the goodness of Huntsville. I love this city, and when you love something, you will always protect it, promote it, and seek out the positive rather than the negative. My Huntsville glass will always be full. Number two, the people. They are what makes our city so great. Get to know your fellow citizens. The city is absolutely full, overrun with good, kind, and loving people that I've had the privilege of getting to know because the office of mayor has allowed me to know these people. I can cite example after example, such as Dave Smith, and I think Dave is here, who runs the Good Shepherd Mission. Dave, where are you? Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you. Or Morris Johnson. Many of you may not know Morris, but I was in HEB one day in the checkout line, and from across the store, Morris Johnson said, "Hey, Mayor, Jesus loves you and so do I." That's Morris Johnson. The master gardener here in Huntsville who has helped children plant trees at the schools for over 30 years. 30 years. She showed me some of the trees that she had planted 25 years ago. They were huge. She said, "I planted that tree with the kids 25 years ago." Volunteers at the hospital. I could go on and on, but there are numerous others who give their lives away every day for other people. May we all experience the blessing of giving our lives away. Number three is children, our greatest treasure in the city. Several times I've had the blessing of going to various schools to read to the children. Oh, how I love to do this. The children are precious, and they're so openly expressive. Incredible experiences with our children. A great place to volunteer is with the reading program that was started by BJ and Holly McMichael, two more of the great people in our community. Our library has many reading programs for our children. Support these programs and volunteer when asked. Nothing is more important than the protection and mentoring of our children. Number four, our city employees and staff. Aaron covered this earlier. The responses of our city employees to our citizens is incredible. Next time you see a city employee, thank them for providing the necessary services to all of us. Our city manager, city secretary, directors, all our employees, all make your mayor look good. And nothing pleases me more than to have a citizen call me praising one of our city employees. I get these calls all the time. Thank you, city employees. Our city manager has been tremendously helpful to me, and we have formed a special friendship through our work for our citizens. Thank you, Aaron, for your support, guidance along the way. I'd like to recognize a couple of other city employees that may not get much recognition, but they do to me. Where is little Jerry? Where's little Jerry? There he is in the back. Did Josh make it? There's Josh. Little Jerry and Big Josh, always smiling, always friendly, and always encouraging the mayor. God grant me more of the spirit of Jerry and Josh. Thank you for lifting my spirit, Jerry and Josh. Your friendliness has not gone unnoticed. Keep it up. Number 5, our city council. All of our citizens have the opportunity to serve your city. Don't be afraid like I was to run for council. Diversified input from our citizens is what makes our 9-member council so effective. I've had the pleasure of working with this diverse group for the past 10 years. Their input is invaluable, and they have taught me many things. I know that they all have the same goal. Let's do what's right for Huntsville. Thank you, City Council, for allowing me to share my thoughts over the years with each of you. God has richly blessed our city. During my tenure on council, our council and city employees have been successful in building a new visitor center, building a new water tower and water infrastructure, a rebuild of our sewer plants, a new fire station, a new police station, a new MLK center, a new service center, a new animal shelter, and ongoing construction of a new city hall. Various other projects also. Your city has been able to accomplish these things while keeping your tax rate at an acceptable level. Much has been accomplished, yet much remains to be done. The best days for Huntsville are ahead of us. At city council meetings, we start each meeting with prayer. I believe this is correct. And I hope and pray that we will never fail to recognize that our hope and help comes from a loving God who died for us and guides our daily lives. Amen. God has blessed me greatly these past 10 years of my tenure, and I give him all the praise and glory. Thank you, Huntsville. I love this to come back up here and give you a second dose. If you didn't get enough on the first dose, you can get the second dose.
in heaven. How long would be my name
Wow, that was amazing. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. As I promised, going to get you out of here before the game ends. Bottom of the first, Astros are up. So go Stros. Got a couple of announcements to make, though. We have a memory table to my left over here if you want to write a note to the mayor. We have that. Also, I got my small list. I want to thank KSAM tonight for the coverage of tonight's event. They have also done a giveaway for free groceries. So I'm going to name out the winners here, and KSAM will call you, okay? So $100 value, Julie Larison. All right. $50 gift card to Chris Hook. And a $50 gift card to Garrett Shipman. All right. Thank you, KSAM, for that. So that's it. Oh. I want to thank the farmhouse for tonight's dinner. How about that? Did you enjoy that? They didn't go with my idea. Christy asked, hey, what do you think for dinner? I was like, let's get a giant Chick-fil-A nugget tray with a bunch of dipping sauces. And, that's good. Christy said, well, thank you, Sam, but, what's that? And I kindly said, my pleasure. Chalk that one up for bad dad jokes, right? No, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We appreciate you. As the mayor said, you see a city employee, thank them. And we will see you around the city. Have a good evening.